How is it possible that pro piano players can basically sit at a piano or keyboard and play almost any song that they've ever heard? Well, I am one of those pianists. I can basically sit down and play a tune that I heard years ago. For example, if you walked up to me and you said, "Hey Johnny, can you play Moon Dance?" Yeah. Or if you said, "Can you play Take 5?" Oh, totally. So you want to hear a ballad, maybe That's All. I gotcha. Okay. Is this a magic trick? No, it is not. There is a system that I use and almost every professional pianist uses to be able to do what I'm doing. And so in this lesson, I want to show you this system. I want to show you exactly what I do to basically hear a melody and hear some chords and then instantly know how to do it on the piano and make it sound good. I'm going to walk you through my system in 5 simple steps. And my friends, it does not matter your playing level. If you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced piano player, it doesn't matter. You should use this system, and you can use this system regardless of where you're at, okay? This is a simple lesson. We're not going to go heavily into the theory because guess what? You don't need to learn a lot of theory to do this. Okay, so there's 5 steps. I encourage you to watch all the way through the video to truly understand these steps. Step 1 is to sing your scale numbers. What do I mean here? Okay, this is really important. When you have a melody comes from a scale. A scale is a series of notes. It's usually 7 notes. And most melodies come from your major scale, okay? So, step 1 is to just be able to sing the notes of the major scale. This is the C major scale, and the really important thing here is that you sing the numbers, right? So, the C is the 1, so you sing C1, and you go 2, and then you sing 3, and then 4, okay, then 5, and then 6, and then 7, and then guess what? You're back to 1, okay? You do not have to be a good singer to do this. The point here is that you can hear a note and you can create it with your voice. And the most important thing is that you're associating this note of the scale with the number 1, okay? You have to make that association. And then when you get to this note, D, right? You want to think, oh, that's the 2, right? 1, 2, right? And this note is the 3, okay? And so a really good thing, once you've sung the numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, sing it down. 1, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then practice some different notes. Think, what's 1, 3, 4, 3? 1, 3, 4, 3. Practice different patterns. Let's go 1, 6, 5, 6. Let's see. 1, 6. There it is. 5, 6. Really important. Don't go to step number 2 until you can sing the notes of this scale and you can accurately sing the associated number, okay? Once you can do this, you are golden, okay? Because here is the cool thing. On step number 2, if you can sing a melody by memory, you can play it at the piano. Because guess what? You just went through the work of associating the number of the melody to the scale. And so therefore, if you can sing a melody and you know the number associated with that melody, then you can sit down and you can play it. And so this next step is actually really simple because we're going to use Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Melody, and guess what? It uses notes from the C major scale, okay? So in step number 2, you're going to sing the melody. Somewhere over the rainbow. And you go, okay, I know that melody, I can sing it. Now, here's the important part. I want you to sing the numbers, okay? So don't even play it at your piano and just sing like this. 1, 1, 7, 5, 6, 7, 1, 1, 6, 5. You see what I'm doing? And this is the hard one. Let's see. What's that one? Let's see. 1, 7, 6. That's a 6. Okay. You want to do this without your piano. Okay. Just practice. See if you can sing the numbers. And if you can sing the numbers, then guess what? You know what to play because earlier we said, well, this is the 1, this is the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5, the 6, and the 7. If you can sing the numbers, then you can play it at your keyboard. And guess what, my friends? If you can do this, you can literally play at your piano any melody that you can sing. Isn't that crazy? And you know, the thing is, if you look at pro piano players, they can generally play songs that they've heard before because they've memorized the melody in their head, meaning they can sing the melody. And they know the numbers that are associated with that melody. So that is the key. If you can sing the melody, you can play the melody. Well, in that regard, how many songs have you memorized? In other words, how many melodies could you sing? Probably dozens, maybe hundreds of melodies. And so this is the key. Make sure that you have these numbers associated with the melody notes of the scale, and then sing the melody numbers. If you can do that, boom, you're going to literally have probably hundreds of melodies at your fingertips and able to be played, okay? This is really important. So in regard to Somewhere Over the Rainbow, I did notate the melody here, but more importantly, I put the numbers here. And so you can practice this in the lesson sheet music. By the way, the lesson sheet music here is downloadable and printable over at pianowithjonny.com. Just log into the membership and you can download not only this sheet music, but tons of other lesson and course sheet music and backing tracks over at pianowithjonny.com. All right, I want to move you on to step 3, because at this point, you're probably thinking, okay, Jonny, I get it. I can play melodies that I can sing, and so I think I get this general concept, but what about the chords? Like, how are you playing all these beautiful chords? You make it sound so good. Well, there is a formula behind this as well, okay? How can I hear a song, hear the chords, and just recreate it? Well, this brings us to step number 3, and in step number 3, what you're gonna do is sing your chord numbers. Just like we did earlier, remember before you sang your scale numbers, you're gonna sing now your chord numbers. And here's how it goes, my friends. You take your major scale and you build chords on every note of the scale. So you start on the C, skip a note, and you have what is called the 1 chord, okay? And then you do this on the next note, the D, right? You have the 2 chord. Okay, this is called the D minor, but don't even worry about the names of the chords. I just want you to think it's a 2 chord, okay? And then you have a 3 chord. You see it? And then a 4 chord. These are called diatonic chords. They're the chords that come from the scale, and guess what? 99% of tunes use chords from your major scale. They use diatonic chords. So this is going to help us out a lot, because if you can sing your chord numbers, then you can associate it with the chords in the tune, okay? So this is just step number 1, is play your chords, and I encourage you to sing the root note, right? C, and say 1. 1, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 1. You can do down here in your left hand. Either hand is cool, but you want to associate these chords with these numbers. Okay, so you know your chord numbers. Okay, you're getting it in your head, the sound of each chord. This is a 1 chord. What's a 4 chord? 4 chord. What's a 6 chord? There's a 6 chord. You can practice these chords just like you did with your melodies, okay? But this is only going to get you so far. I can sing it, but how do I do it with the melody? So let's go back to Somewhere Over the Rainbow, okay? We know we have this beautiful melody on the top, which is, here's where I encourage you to start, okay? Pick your first note of the melody and sing the bass note that would go with that. Somewhere. That's a C bass note. In fact, you can put it down here. Let's actually put your melody down here and sing the bass note. Now here it goes. What's a bass note that would work with that melody? You hear it? And then it changes here, right? There's a new chord. Let's see, there's a melody. What bass note would work with that? There it is. You hear it? And then it's going to change again here. What's the bass note that would work with this melody? I think it goes down. You hear it? And then we continue with the melody. Bass note moves up, and then it moves again. It's going to go back down to C, okay? And then it's going to move again. You can hear it move to the G. There it is. There's a melody, and then we're back down to C, okay? Now this might seem a little confusing because you're saying, Jonny, how do you know where the bass note is going? Are you just guessing? Well, no. Here's the cool thing. If you listen to songs, there are 2 notes that are very prominent in the whole orchestration, meaning if you have an orchestra or a band or whatever, you're going to hear two primary notes most of the time, the melody and the bass note. These are your outer notes, right? The melody tends to be on the top, the bass note tends to be on the bottom. They tend to be loud because they kind of form the song, right? The melody is kind of what you sing, and the bass kind of gives that bass, right? That foundation. And so usually it's very easy to hear the bass note. You can oftentimes just listen and just sing the bass note, okay? So if you can sing the bass note, guess what? It's probably using a diatonic chord. Therefore, when I play those bass notes, I can just use the diatonic chord instead. Somewhere, and then, remember, we said it was an E on the bottom, and then we said it's an F on the bottom. Makes sense? And then we're back to the 1. Super simple. We continue along. We're on a 4 chord here. There it is. And then a 1 chord. Make sense? And then you're back to your 1, okay? Now, not every tune uses diatonic chords. Sometimes the chords move and they shift, but guess what? Even when they move or they shift, they're oftentimes moving or shifting temporarily to another key. For example, sometimes in the key of C, you go to a 4 chord, but it's an F minor, okay? Well, guess what? Oftentimes, you're sort of borrowing notes from other keys. In this case, you're kind of borrowing from the key of E flat. It's like a 2 chord. So even if your chords are not from the key that you're playing in, oftentimes they're borrowed from a different key, and in that regard, they're still diatonic because they're diatonic to the other key, okay? So this is so powerful. What we just did is we took a whole chord progression and we simplified it. We said, hey, you know, we've got all these chords, and I'm making it sound really fancy, but if you boiled it down, it's basically a 1 chord to a 3 chord, and then to a 4 chord, and I'm coloring it back to a 1 chord. And I've got some passing chords. That's a whole different topic, but in terms of just the basic chords, I'm able to reconstruct it here at the piano. Then from there, I might add some passing chords, I might add some internal harmonies, and if you want to learn those, you can learn those over at pianowithjonny.com. We also have lots of other quick tips where we've talked about that topic, but once again, this lesson is focused on getting the basic melody and your basic chords for almost anything that you hear. And if you follow this method, you will be blown away because you're simplifying a very long melody, a very long chord progression into a simple series of numbers that oftentimes repeat themselves. So in this case, this chord progression is a 1-3-4-1-4-1-2-5-1 chord progression. And guess what? That is the entire first section of the song. And in terms of the melody, guess what? You don't have to even memorize the numbers for the melody. If you look at the numbers, you might think, oh my gosh, there's a lot of numbers to memorize. You don't need to do that because once again, if you can sing the melody, you already have the number series memorized. That is the key. So you got to let that saturate what I just said. Okay. In the final step, we're in step number 5. I'm going to show you how to put it together, but before we do this, if you want to go deeper on all the topics that we have been discussing, I want to point you over here to pianowithjonny.com. We have put together the full, basically, learning curriculum for you if you want to take your playing to the next level. I want to show you where you can go deeper on this topic of playing by ear, meaning playing what you hear. If you go to our learning tracks, you select your level. Let's say you're a little more on the beginner side, you select beginner, and you scroll down here to skills, okay? This is a learning track focused on a particular skill, and you scroll down here to ear training. We have put together some great courses here that teach you how to play by ear, to identify chords, and you really take it to the next level. So we have our crash course on ear training with triads. We practice ear training with 7th chords, more beautiful sounding chords. We talk about holiday songs, lots of great stuff. So I encourage you to check that out. I'll put a link to that below. I do want to continue this lesson because we're in the final section. In the final section, we're just going to put it together, okay? And what I did here is I marked the right hand in red, the left hand in blue, so you could see the number sequence. But here's the trick, my friends. Don't think of the melody, don't think of the lyrics of the melody, don't think of anything except the numbers. Just think, okay, this is 1, 1, 7, right? Same with the chords. It's a 1, 3, 4, 1. Okay, that's all I want you to think about. In fact, once you have the melody in your fingers, you don't even have to think about the right hand numbers. In fact, when I play, I'm usually just thinking about the chord numbers in the left hand. Okay, so here we go. Let's put it together. We got a 1 chord, and then a 3 chord. Pretty simple, okay? Again, I'm talking about the left hand. This is a 4 chord, and then back to a 1 chord. You're doing great. And then a 4 chord, and then a 1 chord. And then I'm gonna do something different here. I'm gonna go to like a 2 chord. Sounds nice. And then a 5 chord, and then a 1 chord, okay? Now, once you can do this for a tune like this, then you can color it. Then you can go, you know, just adding some beautiful notes. And then try this on other tunes. Take a melody like Happy Birthday or Ode to Joy and try singing those numbers, singing the chord numbers. You will be amazed when you start trying this. You'll go, oh my goodness, I can play so many songs by memory because I already know the melody, I can sing it, and I can sing those left-hand chords. All right, my friends, that was a crash course. I hope you enjoyed it, but once again, I want to give you the tools to succeed at the piano. This is what I do. This is what the pros do. If you enjoyed the lesson, give it a thumbs up. If you want to leave a comment, let us know what you thought about it, and be sure to check out pianowithjohnny.com. I'll see you in the next one.